just from the start, it seemed something was off. Did you get a feel for that's why it was so hard to get kind of footing and into the game the normal way, the usual way?
Yeah, it looked like the moment was too big for a lot of players out there. So it looked like deer in headlights a little bit. Either look soft or scared. One or the other, and that's two bad things for a lot of our guys to have, and didn't rise up to the moment like I thought we would.
Just from the start.
Okay.
So to top it off, you talk shit, you poke the bear, you say all this stuff, and then your head coach comes out after you get smacked and calls you soft.
Soft is bad.
It wasn't smart. Hopefully he'll learn from this and realize that this is not how you handle business, and this is not what you do like in this industry of the NBA. I love the social media outlets now where everybody has a voice and the shit talking can continue off the court. But again, they were going to a gunfight with a pocket knife, and they had no chance. They're not a better team than the Warriors. I don't care the ups and downs, whatever. They had a tall mountain to climb. So this wasn't even the right fight to pick if you're Tari Eason, but the stamp afterwards of Udoka calling him soft and scared just makes it that much worse.
Full disclosure, I just need to say, we just had an earthquake here in New York City. Either that or the subway underneath the ground just came out of the ground and bumped the entire, but I just want to say I'm a little bit freaked out. I didn't know you could have earthquakes in New York. So if anybody could look into that and send me some research, I'd appreciate it. Yeah.
I hope you're okay, Michelle. Are you good?
No, I'm fine. But it was during the Ime Udoka sound, and I just sat there, and the whole thing was going like this, and I didn't know you could do that here. I'm used to it in California, so it's a little bit weird. But the Rocket season all but being over, right, Shams? And I think in the end, what they did sort of as the season progressed is a positive note and something to build on. Do you think they're planning on making any moves, any bigger moves, or are they going to stick with what they have and build?
In the grand scheme of this is a positive outcome for the Rockets, for them to be fighting for a play-in spot. This is a team that won, I think, 22 games a season ago. Now they're at 38, already a 16-win increase. You have to give Ime Udoka a lot of credit. Rafael Stone, their general manager, I mean, they've stockpiled a ton of young players, guys that you can build around moving forward. They've got a boatload of draft picks from the James Harden trade a couple years ago. So this is a team that's obviously got a lot of upside. They're definitely going to be in the market. If there's a superstar player that becomes available, they'll have the necessary talent. They'll have the draft picks to do so. We've discussed it. They made a call, made an inquiry on Mikal Bridges, discussed some concepts with the Nets about him. That deal did not happen, obviously. So when you think about going into the summer now, Jalen Green, Alperen Sengun, both extension eligible players, both clearly are putting themselves in a position where if it's not a max contract, it might be close to a max. But the thing is Jalen Green's production without Alperen Sengun, he's averaging almost 30 points a night, almost 8 rebounds, 5 assists. With Sengun in the lineup, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. They play faster. They play a little bit more versatile. Jabari Smith playing the 5 when Sengun is out. This is a team that has a lot more speed and kind of pace to their game without Sengun. So, what route do you go? Do you go the route of deciding between the two players? Do you go the route of incorporating Sengun back in next season and just seeing how this team does, playing a little bit more fast, playing a little bit more up-tempo, the way Ime Udoka wants to, and having Sengun kind of adjust? There's a lot of options. I'm curious Chandler's perspective on how you approach this if you're the general manager, knowing this team has had a ton of success without Sengun in the lineup the last few weeks.
Yeah, guys, and when you have a season like the Rockets had in their exit meetings, they're going to focus on that run, that stretch, that 10, 11 game win streak that they succeeded. And what did they do differently when they did that? They played faster and they played through Jalen Green. So I think as Rafael Stone, as Udoka moving forward, I think you realize that Sengun is your best player, right? You're paying, and you're probably paying both of these guys just because they are both extremely talented. And I find a way to make it work. But on the other hand, you really realize how good Jalen Green can be. So yes, we can look at these numbers that he's this much worse with Sengun. He's this much better without him. But when you look at both these guys are super young. They have a chance to be an extremely good duo in this league for many, many years to come. They just have to adjust. They have to watch a lot of film. They have to get in the gym together. They have to develop that chemistry and realize that there's got to be a balance, right? There's got to be a balance of putting the ball in Jalen's hands and playing faster, and Sengun running and picking and popping a little more. And then the next possession, sure. When it gets slowed down, all right, let's play through the big fella like Jokic and the Nuggets do, and kind of have that balanced attack where we know we have this inside out duo that can do it, multiple different ways. And any given night, it could be Jalen's night, and then it could be Sengun's night. And then, by the way, they have young assets too, like Cam Whitmore, like Jabari Smith, like Thompson. So they're in a really good spot. They mixed in some solid vets here, and they've showed flashes of brilliance this season. So I don't think that this is a deflating season. I don't think that, there's a fire drill going in Houston where they're going to unload a lot of things. I think they have the right pieces going forward. They have to figure out a way for Sengun and Green to coexist, but they're in a pretty good spot, and they've shown that they can compete. And now with a year older, a year better, adding some more pieces, I think the Rockets will be right there and in the playoff hunt next season. So I think come exit meeting time, they're going to look at this season as a success with a new coach, a lot of new roles, new opportunities. And next year, I think the expectations will be a lot higher.
Yeah, I think it was a hell of a success. It's an interesting problem to have. You have two great players, and now you got to figure out how to make it work. But we're going to take a quick break so we can all powder our noses. And when we come back with some more Run It Back, Shams, you ain't going nowhere. We'll be back.
Run it back.